Well, it is a rainy day out in the garden today. We're going to be out there for just a little bit, but there is life in the February garden. The snowdrops are up. That is the most exciting thing that can happen. It's the start of the season. Yes, there will be more winter, but something is blooming. There's no stopping us now. I do have some daffodils up. That is a concern, and I'm getting lots of questions about that. But the good news and bad news both is there's nothing you can do. Let them be. And these always come up too early. They're between the house and the sidewalk, and they will bloom. They've bloomed for 21 years, but sometimes it gets so cold, they just fall down on the sidewalk, and then it gets warm again, and up they go. There's a little bit more life in the garden with some witch hazel, and then we've got a fun and easy winter project to do. Are you ready for the fun? This is forsythia, and we're going to make this thing. We're going to force the forsythia to bloom. Fun, forcing forsythia. Say that 3 times fast. We are just going to go down this shrub, snip off some ends, and then get out of this rain, get into the greenhouse, and I'm going to show you what one looks like that's already been forced to bloom. And it's so much fun to have blooms in February, even though it's indoors. Well, take a look at that, huh? That's probably 2-3 weeks old, and I'll do this every week now for a few weeks, and I'll have nice, beautiful blooms indoors. You can even look at this plant. You can see it's putting on its green leaves, too. Easy to do. The first thing I do is snip off the branches on the very bottom of the stems I'm going to force, only because these little branches, when they get wet, they cause bacteria in there, and bacteria plugs up where the water is going to go into the plant. And so I want less of this. The other thing I'm doing is I'm splitting the bottom of these branches, and that's just to let more water in. Sometimes you'll see people smash them with a hammer, but that's not necessary. This will work just fine. It just allows the plant to uptake more water. When it gets water, it's going to bloom. And I'm not doing anything special after I do all that. I'm just going to put this in water. This is not going to go into a cold place or anything. It goes right into the house, and put it in some water, and that's it. That is going to bloom in about a week and a half, and it will go for a good 3 weeks. And by then, it's almost spring. All right, let's finish up. There are lots of spring bloomers you can do this with. The forsythia, pussy willows, crab apples, cherries, dogwoods. I like to get them closer to when they actually bloom outdoors, and so first will be the forsythia and the pussy willow. Then later I'll get some crabapple, and then eventually dogwoods, and have the blooms indoors. Now check me out online. Lots of great stuff at everybodygardens.com. That's where you can join my Seed of the Month Club. Until next week, maybe I'll find some pussy willows. We'll get some stuff going and have our indoor blooms. We'll see you then.